everyone believes in the supernatural. Or maybe I should be a little more specific. Everyone who uses their brain believes in the supernatural. That's what I'm talking about. And no, I am not referencing that dumb soap opera on the CW. I'm talking about the actual supernatural, the things outside of our natural world and that we understand by the science and observation of our world. Yes, everyone believes in the supernatural. But you wouldn't think so. There are some ardent atheists who think people who believe in the supernatural are crazy and stupid and irrational. Richard Dawkins, the famous atheist, once said that faith is like a mental illness, a great cop-out, the excuse to evade the need to think and evaluate evidence. Those are pretty fighting words. But Sam Harris, another atheist, once said, we have names for people who have many beliefs for which there is no rational justification. When their beliefs are extremely common, we call them religious. Otherwise, they are likely to be called mad, delusional, or psychotic. Ooh, fighting words. But in reality, they are the ones who are irrational because everyone believes in the supernatural. And once again, I'm not talking about like fairies and Bigfoot and that there might be a burrito place better than Chipotle. Okay, I'm not talking about those crazy supernatural beliefs, but everybody believes in some supernatural. Jason, are you a Chipotle guy?
Oh yeah, people usually say my love language is burritos.
Yeah, for sure. If you were a Qdoba guy, I was going to kick you out.
That's fair.
Or pray for you. But the reality is I'm not talking about the Loch Ness Monster. What I'm talking about is everybody believes there's something outside of our natural world. And the reason why I say that everyone believes it, because the universe exists. And because something exists, something had to cause it. There's a simple little logical argument that goes like this. 1, everything that exists has a cause. 2, the universe began to exist. 3, therefore, the universe has a cause. If you think about it, everything started, perhaps as our scientific understanding says right now, that was some 13.8 billion years ago, that there was something that people often colloquially call the Big Bang, that boom, everything started, and from there, everything kind of expanded outwards to the point that it is now. Whether it's that or something different, the point is that everybody has a starting point. But the question is, where did that bang come from? Why did those particles exist at all to run into each other and cause an explosion, or however you try to define that with the best language we have in physics? The point is that something had to cause that. There must have been something beyond that, or else what we understand about the physical world is wrong. In other words, that our natural laws aren't enough and there must be something supernatural. So that's why I'm saying everybody believes in the supernatural. What's fascinating is that even the Harvard-educated physicist Sean Carroll, who himself is a vocal atheist, says this: we use the phrase the Big Bang to refer to that earliest moment in the history of the universe where we don't understand what is going on. It's a placeholder for our lack of understanding. Why does he say that? Because the natural laws that we understand, gravity, relativity, those things that we try to understand with physics and quantum mechanics and things that are way beyond that is something I understand, none of that can explain anything beyond this Big Bang thing. In other words, there is something outside of that. And what's the best explanation for that? Well, there has to be an uncaused first cause, an unmoved mover, as Aristotle said thousands of years ago. And for me, it might not get you to believe in the same God that I do, which I hope that maybe someday it will, but you would have to say there's something supernatural outside of the Big Bang that would cause that to exist at all. And to me, that sounds a lot like the God of the Bible. And that's why I think it's actually a lot more rational to believe in the supernatural than to disbelieve it. Even philosopher David Bentley Hart once said, I do not regard true philosophical atheism as an intellectually valid or even cogent position. In fact, I see it as a fundamentally irrational view of reality, which can be sustained only by a tragic absence of curiosity or a fervently resolute will to believe the absurd. And he concludes that atheism must be regarded as a superstition. That's right. Everyone believes in the supernatural. Let's just admit it. Stop being so irrational. I think the Bible's right when it says in Psalm 14:1, the fool says in his heart, there is no God. Think I'm wrong? Think I'm crazy? Think I'm an idiot and get that all wrong? I want to hear from you. Leave a comment, send me a direct message. We'll be back with you next week. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to these midweek comments.